Hey, disc golf friends and followers, this is Isaac with my 2024 in the bag video. I referenced a week or two ago that I was holding off on posting this video, and it was because I was waiting for some news to come back on a team application, and it has come back, and I am super excited to say that I am part of Team Galacdisc for 2024. If you know me, you might know that I'm not an aspiring pro. I'm a little bit older fella. I don't think I will ever be a pro. So it's not necessarily about sponsorship for me, but it's about being on the right team, being a part of a team, contributing to that, and making a difference in the disc golf community. And that's one of the things that I know is super important to Adam at Galacdisc, and a lot of the folks that have joined our team, pretty much all the folks that have joined our team here at Galacdisc this year. So it's a great group of folks, and I'm really thrilled to be a part of it. It's an honor and a privilege to rep for them, especially here in Maine, in the Northeast, where they're out of Alabama. So I'll consider myself, and I know there's another couple of guys that are way up here in the Northeast that are here for that team as well. So let's get to the bag and talk about what we're using and what we're throwing this year. It's a Dynamic Discs Commander bag because I love the open concept. I love seeing all my stuff and having it available to me, and I love all of the space and pockets for additional things. I will keep all towels on one side, and one cup holder is kind of like a ready towel for me, and in the smaller package or pouch there, a few extra folded up towels, and then I like to keep extra pencils, cards. Maybe I'll stick my phone in this other pouch over here, and a water bottle in this cup holder. And then of course, you know, it's always stocked with minis as well for play. So the discs, what are we using? What are we throwing? We're putting with Dynamic Discs Classic Blend Judges, specifically Classic Blend, because I love that grip, that feel. I need that, especially on the cooler days in Maine, where you want to have the right feel and the right release when you are putting. So I keep those Classic Blend Judges, especially this one. This particular one is always in the bag. It's my oldest, it's my most beat up. I don't know if you can tell, it's super rugged, but the turnover with this one is so easy. So I like to use that one for when the distance is and the amount of turnover is just right. Other putters that I'm throwing and approach discs, I will keep for, you know, shorter holes throwing purposes. Another Judge in there. This one is from Galacdisc. It's a Lucid Judge. You can see it's absolutely gorgeous. And so I love throwing Judges because they will go where you tell them to go. If you put Annie on them, they go right. If you put Heiser on them, they go left on your backhands. If you release them right, they just go dead straight. So my go-to approach disc for when I get anywhere inside of 200 feet to the target is a Berg, because you can give them some pop on a forehand and they'll hold it, and then they get down and you can't really overthrow them. So love Bergs for that reason. I also throw zones, particularly for short forehands off the tee, or short sharp fades that I need off the tee. I really like the Crystal Flex plastic the most for my zone, and I do keep a Zone OS as well. I probably use the Zone OS like, you know, once or twice every 5 rounds. But if you've ever used one, it's so beefy, that when you need something to go like, 50 feet straight and then 75 feet that way, that's what they will do for you. One of my favorite, all along, always, one of my favorite mid-ranges has been the Bounty. Here's a really nice looking one done up by Galacdisc. And the Bounty is just a great gliding turnover disc. And sneaky distance when you flip it up, and it'll still end up going right for you. So great go-to there when the shot shape calls for it. I like throwing a compass, particularly the Gold Ice compass. The Gold Ice plastic I feel like is slightly more stable than what I've seen out of almost any other compass that I've had before. and just smooth. It just has a smooth feel to it. I think it's like a little bit flatter, and the compass is like, to me, it's like the judge of mid ranges. It goes where you send it, how you hold it, how you release it, the power you put behind it. It pretty much will do as you command. For driving mid ranges, I love the Warship. The flight on this, the flex that you can get on a Warship is incredible. So I like throwing those off when I have S-lines and flexes that I need. And I also love driving with verdicts as well. Driving or like long second shots. I keep 2 verdicts in the bag. Always. One of them is a bit more beat in, and I will use this for straight shots with little fade, or if I'm kind of pinched and I need to turn over forehand out and have it go kind of out and around. This verdict will work really well for that. And if you just snap it because you need it to go that way, you can also get it to fade out still a little bit when it comes out. But then just for the more the more hyzery kind of fade shots, I've got this Lucid X. This is my first Galactic disc right here that I won in a giveaway from Adam, and it's gorgeous. This one always gets attention on the course, and so I love that one. It's more stable, so it will just have a more exaggerated finish at the end. I carry a couple of Justices. My Justices are both done up by Galactic, and I've got the Juicer here. This one is Lucid, so it's a little bit more stable, more sharp. It just kind of goes on a bead and then fades big time. And then this one is a Fusion Justice. So this one, if I need to do a flex with it, it's a little bit easier to do, and I get a little bit more glide out of this Fusion plastic, I think. My go-to driver has become the Bear. So I usually roll with a couple of them, whichever happens to be one of my newer ones. This nice VIP Ice Orbit looking one here, which just, it's like easy distance. I feel like the Bear just has this unique forward finish to the fade, that it just gives you distance you didn't feel like you earned really. And you can hyzer them, you can flex them, you can run them straight, and like, because they kind of forward finish, they don't necessarily go too far left on you. And then I have a beat in one, and this one will give me some really nice flex and turnover shots that I'm looking for sometimes. I love the Saint for more pronounced turnover distance drives. I've got this beautiful Moonshine Orbit Saint here that's a little bit newer, and what this will typically do is I can just put just a little bit of hyzer on it or throw it flat. It's definitely going to do a swooping turn for me, and then kind of come back to middle, which is a great flight. And then I'll keep one of my more beat-in. This is my most beat-in one, and this thing just flips and goes for days. So when you're just going around a big dog leg and you just want it to kind of keep on sailing, that's where I'm throwing this guy. I love carrying a Fresh Fusion Felon. These will just, I can either, spike hyzer them for my needs, or I can just try to rip them straight and watch them give me a big fade or finish. Except for this one. This is my oldest. It's a misprint Lucid Felon. And this thing is so beat in. It's become nasty, and it's weird because it's got glide, which is not what you normally think of when you think of a Felon. But this one I can just flip up and have it go straight, and then it actually gives me a little bit of turn at the end, and then it still comes out of it, of course, because it's a Felon, and either comes back to straight or maybe just a little bit to the left. And what I can do with lines on this in the woods is really fun. Maybe I'll get out there and try to do that with these and show some videos of that. Last piece is the Sergeants, and I will keep one for main driving. These things don't really turn unless you put them on Annie and make them flex, but for the most part, these are just kind of They're going straight out there, and then they're giving you a very reliable finish without as much effort. And that 11-speed Sargent, that's as high as I'm going, because I can't throw anything beyond that well. But I also keep a Fusion X Sargent as well, and that Fusion X Sargent is kind of like a Justice or a Zone OS of drivers. If I need a utility, or almost kind of like a trick shot situation, a get out of jail type thing, where I need the disc to do something very pronounced, then this Fusion X, or if I just need to kind of go up and over with a spike hyzer with some trees or something. So those are the discs that I'm throwing. This is gonna, you might be watching this on YouTube, and I'm linking it on Instagram, and I'm gonna be doing more stuff on YouTube this year for content, and more consistent posting on Instagram as well. Tell me what you want to see. I'm gonna go out and do some fun things. I'm gonna play 6, maybe 7 tournaments this year, and I'm gonna, of course, tell you when those are coming up, and I'm gonna review those as well and let you know how I did. And it's going to be a fun year. It's going to be a blast. Like I said, I'm super excited. It's an honor and a privilege to be on Team GalacDisc. So I'm going to be sharing that journey with you. And I want to know what you would like to see as well. And I'm also going to be doing a giveaway, so stay tuned for that if you would love to win a gorgeous looking GalacDisc Trespass. Hope you enjoy. Hey, have a great 2024. Happy golfing.